Hi guys, we're back at the Perry Police Department again. Today we're going to be looking over the policies, getting the video from Corporal Larrauri, that he had his body camera on February 8th. So we're going to try to actually view that today. We're going to be viewing that instead of getting a copy because they charge $33 for a copy here, and viewing it shouldn't cost anything. So we're going to try to view that and get a copy for you guys, and we'll post that online as well too. Alright guys, some of y'all were asked about handicapped accessible. They do have a ramp here, but however, you have to go up the steps to get to the ramp to come up here. One thing you notice is there's no papers on the doors now.
How we doing today?
Doing the best we can.
How's it going? We're gonna go back here.
Okay.
Where I've got everything set up.
Okay.
There's a door we're gonna go through. I gotta go through with a key code. Since it's not open to the public, I just need you to pause your camera and audio till we get back where I'm set up. Then you can start back again. Fair enough?
Fair enough.
All right, come on.
As long as you don't jump me back there.
Why would I even consider that? Why would I even consider that? You want to see the body cams of you on February the 8th, is that right?
That's correct.
Okay.
Should have been from Corporal Larrauri. I believe it was the one that was there.
Okay.
I don't think Chief had anything on him. And I don't believe the Major did either.
You're not recording my screen, are you? Because I might have to enter some passwords and stuff. Thank you.
Yeah.
And you also requested that you look at the policy manual?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
You have that as well, too? Okay. They don't have that on a PDF file, do you?
Do we have it on a PDF file?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but you'd asked to review it, to look at it, so...
I sent a second request to them saying that if it was in a PDF file, I'd like to have that as well, too.
Okay, one or the other?
Or both, because I submitted two requests.
You wanted, yeah, but you...
I still want to review those today.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to get at.
I want to review those still today,
yeah.
but I also, in addition, would like the PDF file as well.
You'd asked to look at them, so here they are.
Okay. I sent a request for the PDF file to Miss Janet
Right. The
on
way you
Monday.
set your request was, if I get a PDF, then you could disregard the other request.
Right, if you would like to. So
one cancels the other.
Okay.
That's why I said which one you want.
Well, actually, I prefer the PDF file, so I can refer back to it at any time.
Okay.
So
I'll need some kind of email address or something to send it to.
I sent it to Miss Duffin. It has an email address on there.
Okay. But I have the documents.
Okay, yeah, I can get that to you.
Okay.
Yeah, no problem. We'll do that, and that'll save us both a lot of time. And
sure. Here you go. That one.
Yeah.
What time is it? 2 o'clock.
I even taught Matthew one time. I told Matthew.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. and serial numbers out there all morning long, and there's more and more stuff he's kind of stolen, all of the property and stuff like that. That was in the trailers, and oh yeah, without a doubt, it's turned out to be a pretty big case. I got my little part done and just on to investigations.
I told me to come back in 3 days. No, I understand what day you want to come back and see the chief.
I'll have to, I do still, you are the record lady, correct? Or record person, I apologize. I would like to submit.
She is not taking any of those, documents from him at this time until he come back to the chief, okay?
She's not able, are you telling her that she cannot take a FOIA request from a citizen?
Yeah.
Is that a legal thing you can do?
I tell you what, until you come back, she's not taking any of those documents. And we already talked about that.
I don't know if you can legally do that.
Well, I just did.
Because I'm open, you know, it's information and
You're
freedom.
just trying to be confrontational.
No, I'm not. I'm trying to submit.
You won't even sign your own document.
I don't have to sign it.
It must be lying.
That's your opinion.
Well, but it must be. You won't sign your own document.
If you take the time to read the
Sign your
information,
document. Sign your document.
Sir.
And leave it.
if you take the time to read the information, you'll find out that you'll be able to investigate
Sign your
if the
document.
information is true.
Sign your document.
I hate to put you in the spot here, but I know that you are the record. Last time I asked
You do
you
not
the
have to
record,
address him. He's being confrontational with him for no reason
Sir,
at all.
have a
Okay?
conversation.
So you don't have to address him. Just let him sit there.
Okay. I'm really not trying to put you in the spot. I am trying to find a FOIA request. I found it through you last time. Okay, so who takes FOIA requests if you don't, because you took it from me last time. I found a FOIA request.
You don't have to say anything to it.
I'm not trying to get you in trouble. And I won't put you in that situation, because he would probably want to terminate you in the event that you did follow proper procedures. Sir, do you know who takes FOIA requests if this lady doesn't take FOIA requests here?
I'm not sure about that, sir. I really don't know. Like I said, I don't handle complaints. I don't know who handles all that stuff.
Don't even say anything to him.
Why do you keep telling everybody not to talk to me when I'm trying to get information?
You're not trying to get information. You're trying to get,
What is a FOIA request? Freedom of information. I'm requesting
I'm
information.
not even going to address you. Make your appointment, give him a card, Janet, and make an appointment with the chief.
In all due respect, sir, a FOIA request, if you prevent me from filing a FOIA request, that actually is a misdemeanor. You understand that? Under the law?
Sir, he explained the process in order to file the request.
For a complaint. And there was a complaint. Here's a separate process. This is a FOIA request. It's an Open Records Act. If I'm being denied access to file a FOIA request, that is a misdemeanor charge. If she doesn't take, ma'am, do you do FOIA request acceptance? I'm really not trying to put you in the middle of it. I need to submit my FOIA request for the information. And Major told me to come back and I can do that. He'd have the information, and he doesn't want to give it to me because I have the camera. Okay. Well,
Trying to get a form for them.
No. I've already given it. yeah. Oh, there's one more. Okay. So it looks like Cindy went and got the officer to come in, which is good because now we know that there's a body camera that matches up exactly to the footage that I have. and they can't say that I edited my footage anymore. It's interesting. And it appears that Corporal Larrauri went and told Chief about the confrontation I had with Major on the 5th, which got Chief interested in our conversation.
Corporal Larrauri. Corporal Larrauri. Yes, sir. You have a good one too, bro. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes. 2 videos.
2 videos from him?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Looks like my video is more complete. It's missing a couple of seconds in there. That's because he turned his camera off, huh? Alright. Can I ask you just a follow-up question, if you don't mind?
Sure.
When we started this whole process with video cameras not working in the car, there's been, I've been told 3 or 4 different things by different officers. And we originally talked about the camera back in September not working in the patrol car as far as the disc not copying. You said you didn't know why it was, you could only speculate. You never really gave me a reason in September then.
Actually, I gave you 3 possible reasons.
Not in September.
Yes, I did. But anyway, I'll give them to you again. There was 3 possible scenarios I'm familiar with that could have caused the audio portion of the camera not to work. One was the officer did not sync the body camera when he came on duty that morning. 2, the body pat camera, the body pat that does the audio, was in the cradle, so therefore was not recording. Or 3, the system malfunctioned. Of those 3, as I told you in September, I have no idea which one it was. Those are 3 possible scenarios based on my experience that it could have been.
Right.
Which is the same thing I told you in September.
Okay. Now, Major told me it was broken, is what he told me. Now, I'm going to actually speak on his behalf.
Yeah.
Okay, he said it was broken. One of the 3 possibilities was a malfunction that you gave.
I said it could be a malfunction.
I said one of the 3 options that you provided could be, malfunction. So that's a broken, malfunction, and then Chief said it was operator error. Like he's doubled down, so it was operator error. But with all that set aside, is there any systems checks now that's been put in place to verify that the equipment is functioning prior to an officer going out?
The officers should be checking their systems when they come on duty.
Okay. Prior to me coming to you guys, letting you know that the equipment didn't record the audio.
The in-car, correct.
For the patrol car itself. As one of the possibilities that you gave is that, and Chief gives, is that the officer didn't sync it correctly, or is what he said, that they just didn't sync
That
the
is a possible scenario.
Right, as one of the possible scenarios. Has there been I guess training or policy put out that would verify and make sure the officers are, correcting their mistakes on that part as a possibility of scenarios for future stuff?
Again, like I said, the officers are supposed to check their systems when they come on duty.
Okay. And if it doesn't function, I guess they report that to you guys?
Through their supervisor,
Through
yes.
the supervisor. Okay. Do y'all keep a log of...
We do now.
You do now? Okay, that's good.
But that's just something internal that I generated so that we can track better.
Okay. That's good. That's good. So at least you know it may end up being the hardware system from L3 that may be the culprit. It's
Don't know.
But you don't know until you start tracking the issues. So I'm glad that you're doing that. Do you have any follow-up questions or anything? No? That's all I have. And I guess you'll shoot me an email.
Yeah, I'll get that to you hopefully by the end of the day.
Okay.
Anyhow, so what we found out today is that Miss Cindy Miser went and got Officer Larrauri to have him come in because of our conversation that me and Major had on the 5th of February, because Major decided to raises his voice, and I had to tell him to calm down on the 5th of February, that she felt that it was important to have an officer on standby with a camera, which I'm glad she did, because now Mr. City Manager can look at the 2 videos and do a comparison and see that I didn't edit my videos, as I said, and that they are as they are. So I hope that he will review Corporal Larrauri's, Tony Larrauri, that is, body camera footage for that date, and we'll go from there. But so I don't know how well the audio came through, so I'm going to try to recap it off of memory. Cindy Miser went and got Corporal Larrauri, brought him in. Corporal Larrauri went and talked to Chief, and he said, "Do you want me? I'm going to stand by because Cindy said that these are the guys that came in. They got into an argument. They had a confrontation with Major the other day." Chief was unaware of what had happened. Chief became interested at that point. You could see the curiosity peak up in there, and shortly after that, Chief interjects himself into the conversation, demanding that we, you know, sign the paperwork and also or go to the inspection there, or interview room is what it was, to do the recorded on us. And then it appears that Chief or Corporal Larrauri was talking to Miss Janet Duffin, and she mouths the words, the best that I could tell. Is he staying in the lobby? And he says, talking to Corporal Larrauri, and he says yes. And she rolls her eyes in disgust. And then the camera turns away from her on that point. I don't think I recall anything else other than, oh, he asked, Corporal Larrauri asked Miss Duffin what a FOIA request is, and I don't know if she said, I think she says she doesn't know, although I'm not sure if that's what she said, but she typed something in the computer, and then shortly after that he cuts the camera off, and then he re-engages the camera when I come back in to try to submit my open request again for one final time, which you saw in my day 3 return video where I leave the actual papers on her desk, which she said was fine to do. Yeah, I can't think of anything else that occurred. So, that's all. Well, I mean, that's what we found out there. It was awesome because the body camera footage starts off literally from the beginning of our conversation, when you hear me sit down and say, "So what do we find out?" And you can hear from the body camera footage it was repaired. So we have that information, and we're going to get the policies, the police policies, in a PDF file instead of reviewing them, because that paper is about this daggum thick, man, and I don't feel like being here for 5 hours looking through papers today. I got other things to do. Anyway, cameraman's hands get tired. Good to go. All right. I'll give a shout out and love to the cameraman, Mr. One-Eyed Sloth.